I think I've waited long enough now. So I'm going to pop some of these shallots outdoors. You plant them exactly the same as you would an onion set. They just grow slightly different, that's all. We'll take one out. You can see that they're quite a bit bigger than an onion set. But the principle of planting, as I've said, is exactly the same. You just push them into your compost and just leave tops sticking out. Don't completely bury these, or they'll end up just rotting. And when you plant them, you want to plant them about 6 to 9 inches apart, because this is not going to make one onion, it's going to make 5 or 6. As these shallots grow, they'll start and split off, like garlic does, into separate onion bulbs. They'll not grow into massive onions, but you'll still end up with up to 6 separate bulbs from one plant. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant all these outdoors in one of them hoop tunnels that I've just weeded. And then I'm going to put one in a 2 litre pot, so we can just monitor it and see how it gets on. And onions are quite shallow rooted, so we should be alright growing one in this container. And I'm not pressing this down, I'm not really compacting it this time, because obviously as these grow they need to expand. So as with all onion sets, there is a top and a bottom. Just in case you'd never seen one before, that little bit there, that is your top. And if I take some of that off the bottom of this onion, you'll see that that's the root side of your plant. So it basically goes in like that. And as I said, it couldn't be easier. You just take your container, or when you're planting them outside, the exact same thing, and just pop it in there and push that onion set down. So it's like that. And then you've only got that top bit sticking out, and that's exactly what you need to do with them. Give that a quick water, and as always, just pop it to one side, see how it gets on. But we'll see if growing it inside this greenhouse, until it gets too hot, obviously, brings these plants on a little bit quicker. And you may notice that these are not the regular coloured shallots either. They're normally a yellow colour, but these are red ones that I found in Wilko's, so I just thought I'd give them a try this year. And we're only planting a few, because we've got loads of onion sets still to do. And we've got one in here that I'll show you, because it's been in that bag for too long. And it's started sprouting. And you can see that a regular onion puts up one sprout. Like that. These are ones that we've had growing in compost to give them an head start. And we're going to put those outside today as well, before they're no good. Because we can see they're getting quite a few roots on bottom. But the difference of these is basically that. That one has got that one stem, and you can see already this has got 3 or 4 different ones growing. And then once they reach a certain height, this bulb will start to split off. Around about the same time as this one will start to bulb up into one onion, this will become 5 to 6 smaller ones. And although it has already started sprouting, obviously there's no roots coming out at bottom, so we need to get this in ground as soon as possible. And we need to give them plenty of room as well, because they're going to become bigger plants than just a regular onion plant. We're going to give them about 5 or 6 inches between each bulb. Ideally, you could go up to about 9 inches. And if you're going to grow anything like shallots or onion sets, then ideally you need to get them in before the end of April, because they take 90 to 120 days to reach maturity. And you can also do a second planting of these in autumn. So these will be ready for harvesting in autumn. And then in autumn, you can plant to grow through winter. And then they'll be ready late spring, early summer. So you can basically keep these going all year round. In order to do that, we need to get these planted now. So we'll go outside and we'll pop them in. And then we'll just take a quick look at that tin bath that we've put some onion sets in. We've had it covered with some mesh to stop cats digging them up, and we've had a couple of sheets of glass on top because it was so cold, and that was just to protect them a little bit. But just in a week, those plants have really started to come on. Let's come take a quick look. Back in that container garden area that we haven't really started just yet, but we will be doing soon enough. we put those in. Multi-sown normal onions to grow into medium bulbs, and then we put all these onion sets in, and in just a week they've really shot up. There was about an inch tall, and now all of a sudden they're virtually touching the top of that glass that I put on, so we've had to take that off now so we don't bend all these tops, but we'll still keep that mesh on just to stop those cats digging them up. But now this weather's starting to get a little bit warmer, they'll start and grow even faster, and we should get quite a lot of onions out of this old tin bath. And we've also put some in this hoop tunnel, and they're just regular onions again, and we've interplanted a bit of broccoli as well, and they don't seem to be doing too bad at the moment. So you can see those onion sets in that old tin bath in container garden area are growing away perfectly happily now. They're putting on a good size, and even though they've been out there all the way through those harsh temperatures, because they're cold hardy plants, they've managed quite well, but we did give them a little bit of extra cover. So since it's nearly April now, I think it's about time we got these in. So we'll go out to that hoop tunnel that we've just cleared up, and we'll get some of these planted. So that's the hoop tunnel that we've just weeded and got ready, and we just need to fix a cane to the top of that because it got broke during that snow. It's just so we can keep these nice and stable when that net's on top. That won't take 2 minutes, and then we're going to add some fish blood and bone to it as well, so there's plenty of feed in there to last months. I'll just secure that with a bit of string so it don't move. All done. Now I'll add some fish blood and bone to it. Like we said before, we're just going to push it in and leave top sticking out. Like that. And we don't have to worry about birds pulling these out because we're covering it back up with that net. And then I'll just space them out about 5 inches. And I'm just firming around outsides as well as I do them. So this job basically couldn't be easier. And again, this one is already trying to sprout, so good job we're putting him in today. Then I'm going to leave the same distance between rows. And another one that's on its way. And it's actually quite warm out here today, which is great, because we have been waiting for that for what seems forever. This is probably the easiest planting job you'll ever do in your garden or allotment. This one's gone squishy. If you come across any like that, just throw them away. I've also got some of these left. These are onion sets that we've been growing on, and we've already got them sprouting, but at the size that they are now, they definitely need to come out because the roots are crossing over from one cell to another. So since we're out here doing this today, we might as well get these onion sets in as well, and that'll be another full hoop tunnel finished. You can see they're starting to tangle themselves together, but we can easily separate them and then get them planted. And I'm going to plant them around about the same distance apart as well, Make sure we give them plenty of room to grow this year. I'll do the rows a little bit closer together because they're not going to need as much space as those shallots. And I've still got loads of onion sets left. So let's just get these in that have not been grown already, because it is such a quick job to do. And as quick as that, it's all done. So we better get this net back over, otherwise cats will be around and they'll be digging everything up. So that were a job well worth doing on a Monday morning, and we've still got a few onion sets left, plus an extra bag that I bought. And we'll get round to those at some point of the next few weeks, before the end of April. And as an extra bonus, already this week, I've just took another harvest of spinach and beet leaves, and it's only a week since we took one. So it's getting slightly warmer, light levels are getting better, things are growing a lot faster, and now we're at that point where we're going to one by one fill all those oak tunnels out there with homegrown plants. And it was amazing today to be putting those onion sets into that raised bed, and I could feel the heat of the sun on my back. That has been a long time coming. If you're interested in seeing what else we do tomorrow, please hit that subscribe button and press that notifications bell, and we'll see you at next update. You take care.